WIDR, Kalamazoo.
Hello again. Thanks for tuning in to the Western News Review. My name is Daniel Ebo. Thanks for joining us today. Today I'm here with
Kayla Lambert, Arts and Entertainment Editor of the Western Herald.
And Grace Teachout, lead news reporter of the Western Herald.
Okay, I love your last name, Teachout.
Thank you.
Where does it come from?
I honestly don't know. I know it's my dad's last name. He's German. I don't really know.
Do you speak German?
I do not.
Interested. But thanks to joining us once again. I wasn't here last week. How'd it go?
Yeah, it went good. I think you're fired, actually.
Yeah.
Get out
I think
of here.
we're taking over now.
Yeah.
You should.
We're
It's
slowly
Women's
pushing you
History
out of your
Month as
job.
well. So.
It is Women's History Month.
Yeah, it is Women's History Month. Maybe we should be asking you the questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Great to have you always. And today we got some interesting stories for you. But before we get into any of that, you want to tell me how your week has been?
Oh, it's been kind of exhausting.
Really?
We're getting to that part of the semester and I feel like I say this every week whenever I'm on here, but like, it's just like
You just don't
university
like school,
is a lot. It's just a lot.
You don't like school.
I love school. It's just a lot of stuff to do.
I know. Yeah, I feel you. And how about you, Grace?
Same here. It's been a very busy week. I'm not very happy with all this snow now.
Oh,
I'm
literally.
ready for it to be warm out. But
I know it's so unpredictable here in Michigan. I
It
don't know why.
is.
yeah, it's like we had 70-degree weather in February and now it's snowing.
Yeah.
So
Like, when is it gonna end? For me, it's so annoying because I come from a very warm part of the world, and
Yeah.
you know, when it feels like it's beginning to look like where you come from, then it just
Yeah.
Then it
flips.
changes again.
Yeah, I know, right? And Grace, you want to tell me about? It's the first time we are meeting, so let me take the opportunity to find out about your role and how you're liking it at the Western Herald, being the lead news reporter. How's it like?
it's really fun. I am the newest editorial board member. I just joined the Herald in November, and then I got the lead news reporter job in January. So it's been almost like just about 3 months now. So I'm kind of getting settled, and I really like it. I love being able to share the news with the student body and being able to get a bunch of experiences and interviews with people that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
I know, right? Are you like a journalism or comm major or something?
I'm not. I'm actually an art therapy major. I did journalism in high school. I was on my high school's newspaper, and then I just missed writing. So
because I was gonna ask, how did you then get into all this stuff?
yeah, it was just high school, and then I came here in the fall as a freshman, and I was like, I miss writing, I miss journalism, and I wanted to be a part of some sort of campus organization. So I found the Herald, and I came to a pitch meeting, and the rest is history.
And then we
I
stole
know.
them.
yeah, and then they
We
were like,
said,
you
"You're
should apply for
ours."
this.
Yeah.
I know, right? I mean, the Herald is a good place, especially if you like writing
Yes.
and, you know, all the media journalism stuff. Good place to start. Interesting, and to know that you into art therapy, because today we'll be talking about some art. Kayla will bring us some stories about that. But for today, we have stories on the Board of Trustees, highlighting certain achievements and events. And WMU has been ranked as top college for future leaders by Time. Yay, we'll tell you the specifics. And there's a story about Women's History Month and art exhibition, as I already said. It's happening somewhere on campus. Kayla will tell you where exactly. And then lastly, we'll end on the note of some new stuff that the Western Herald is into, talking about their newly revamped newsletter, and then something about college media madness. Interesting name. What sort of madness that is, we'll tell you also pretty shortly. Thanks once again for sticking and staying with us. Let's start off with the Board of Trustees story, and Grace is going to give us that story. Grace, what were these events that they talk about?
So the main event that they introduced was there's going to be a new wall plaque unveiling for Albert White in Heritage Hall on April 19th at 2 p.m. Albert White was a brick mason, an African-American brick mason who laid the first bricks for Heritage Hall, which was the first building on Western's campus. So
it's Heritage Hall. Do you know it? I don't know. Do you know where it is?
Yeah. Heritage Hall is over on East Campus, I do believe.
Oh, okay.
It is the oldest building on campus. So it was the original kind of Western Michigan University building.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, so they have a wall plaque in there. I believe it's on the second floor. And they're going to do a ceremony there, basically like unveiling it and honoring his legacy.
Okay. Sounds good. Do we know when that's going to be done?
It is April 19th at 2 p.m. in Heritage Hall.
Okay. All right. We'll keep an eye out for that and hopefully attend, bring you some more, insights. I'm sure the Western Herald will cover the unveiling. But there's also talk about a new MOA. What's all that about?
So an MOA is a memorandum of action, and basically that's a legal document that outlines the details of a partnership agreement. So the new MOA that was introduced was MOA 2304, and this establishes a 5-year cycle for review on all university policies and procedures related to academic conduct. So basically every 5 years, they're going to look back through all the university policies and academic procedures and be like, is this still something that works for Western, works for the students, works for the staff? And that just keeps the policies accountable and make sure they're right for the community.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. So that's a new one, right? And we're yet to see what that includes. Hopefully we'll get that to our listeners as well in the coming days. And we understand also that some students were recognized. So recently, Western held their elections for after the WSC. After the erstwhile administration, resigned and all that. I understand some students were recognized, maybe the new leaders as well. Who are they? It's the first time I'm going to hear about their names as well. Tell me about them.
Yeah, so they recognized the new student body president, student body vice president, and executive chief of staff that were elected in the recent WSA election. So the new student body president is Alex Kasperzak. The student body vice president is Luke Kritzman. And then executive chief of staff is Jordan Dunn. And they're all really cool people that are going to be really determined to helping Western be the best that it can be and advocating for the student body.
Okay. Very interesting. Nice names, but difficult to pronounce.
Yes.
Kasperzak. Beautiful name. But I feel like they have a daunting task ahead of them, especially if, your predecessors had to resign, for whatever reason. So it means that you have to do way better. You have to raise the bar up and all that. So all the best of luck to, I'm not going to try to pronounce the name, but all the best to the new WSA student executives. We'll be keeping an eye out for, what they have to offer the student body as well. Let's talk about Western as an institution as a whole, and we've been making some strides in terms of achievement and rankings. Kayla, tell me about that.
Yeah, so WMU was ranked as a top college for future leaders by Time Magazine. It was ranked 3rd in the state of Michigan and ranked nationally at number 79.
Wow.
So yeah.
And this is important because there are thousands, I'm going to say hundreds of universities here in the US alone. So 79 is a big deal.
Yeah.
Congratulations to us.
Yeah, we're doing so good.
Yeah.
According to the Educational Leadership Research and Technology webpage, 100% of WMU educational leadership graduates were employed or continuing education within 3 months of finishing their program.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're a leader, keep on leading. You
Keep
know
on
what I
leading,
mean?
Does that mean, what's the significance for us? Does that mean as a WMU student, there's a higher chance of you going out there to be a leader when you're done school?
I think, it's... I think it means that Western students are more driven. I don't necessarily want to say it's... it's hard to say if it's correlation or causation. Yeah, so it's just a matter of... But I think that Western students are driven, and I think that has a big thing to do with it.
I love the word you use, correlation and causation, because people tend to, confuse the two.
Yeah.
But indeed, there is a correlation. if you ask me, the fact that there's a high chance, we rank statistically, you can say that, chances of There's a relationship there somewhere.
Well, and I think the fact that that an article came out about this to talk about it will even strengthen those opportunities more, because it means that we're being recognized, and I think that being recognized gives you a higher chance of being successful.
And do we know what accounts for this? In terms of this feat, what are we doing right? Can we speculate, so to speak? What is Western doing right?
Yeah, so two aspects of the program that are working the most towards students are looking to advance their careers are the curriculum and networking opportunities. So who's being interviewed in this story? Sorry.
There's a director somewhere.
Yeah. There are so many words. Okay, WMU Chair of Educational Leadership, Research and Technology, David Sosbla, said that Western students are becoming a part of a community. They network in terms of that community, and they can get jobs as a result of that. So it's kind of like we're learning great content in addition to the fact that we are meeting people who are important in the fields that we're trying to go into.
And that's important because networking is really a very important part of, entering the job market, especially, in this day and age where, finding jobs are very difficult. It's always good to meet people who would more or less hold your hand through the door. So that is also an advice to you out there doing the listening, to take networking seriously, aside from your, regular academic stuff. It's always important. Join an RSO.
Absolutely.
Western Herald, WIDRFM.
Yeah, join the Western Herald.
Come join either organization. We need you.
Because it's important because the people that you meet on campus are going to be your future bosses. If you're not going to be their future bosses, our colleagues. So, and it's always good when you apply for a job and the manager, for instance. That's not to say you're promoting nepotism, but someone who someone who can attest to your abilities is always good.
They know how you work.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Interesting. Congratulations to WMU. We are really doing well. And for the third in the state of Michigan, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Especially if you have all these great schools, Michigan State, University of Michigan, all those, big schools here as well.
Yeah.
It's always good. All right, let's talk about art now, and hopefully Kayla can contribute to the not Kayla. Kayla is going to tell us about the story, but Grace can contribute because she's into art therapy.
Yes,
right?
Of course.
So we're in Women's History Month. Yay!
Yay, women!
Yes.
And there's an art exhibition somewhere on campus that showcases student talent. What is that all about, Kayla?
Yeah, so the Western Student Association, the Frostic School of Art, and the WMU Student Center forged a partnership to showcase student talent in the form of a Women's History Month art exhibit, which is currently running until March 31st. And so this art exhibit is on the second and third floor of the Student Center. It's in the hallway going down towards the ballrooms, in addition to the fireplace room up on the third floor. And basically, it's just a collection of student art that relates to women's history and women's issues. And I was super lucky to be able to attend the reception.
I was going
on
to
the
ask
18th.
if you've seen the exhibition already.
Yeah, my roommate is actually featured in it. So I was at the reception with her, and shout out to my roommate. She's super talented. So it's super. A lot of the work is super vivid. It's really interesting, intriguing, in depth. And I was really moved by a lot of the pieces. So, yeah.
Do you love art?
I'm sorry?
Do you love art?
I'm a photographer, actually.
Okay,
I own a photography business.
I think I've seen your page.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, that makes me so happy.
I'll probably hire you for my graduation pictures.
Oh, really? Oh, yay.
Yeah, interested. But Grace, tell me about the importance of art, especially since you're into art therapy. What are some of the benefits that we can derive, not just WMU students, but in general, anyone who is interested in art or who wants to know about art? What could be some of the benefits?
Yeah, so art in general can be a really great stress reliever. Just being able to take 10 minutes, sit down and draw some pictures or color in a coloring page. It can be really stress relieving from all of the daily anxiety and stuff. It gives you a chance to just take a minute and breathe. But also like going to like a museum or these exhibitions in like the Richmond Center or in the Student Center can really like open your eyes to a bunch of different issues. Like especially during Women's History Month, like a lot of these pieces like portray and like delve into like some like hard-hitting like issues and topics that women go through. And so it's really important. Art is like a way to share stories and experiences sometimes in ways that words can't like explain.
Dope.
I love that.
That's quoting you on that.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Kayla, tell me, so for the arts that we have been exhibit, are they arts that depict women, or is it art by women? I'm just trying to see if there's a difference
I think it's a little bit of both. There were some paintings, and not even just paintings. So there were so many different mediums, but there were some art that depicted women specifically, and there was other art that depicted, you know, something that had really like not necessarily nothing to do with women, especially if it was created by a woman, but like didn't like at first glance have anything to do with women. So I think more than anything, it's just like an homage to women, female artists and female art. So
but we can confirm that all the artists that have been exhibited are women, right?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know that for a fact, but I will say it's more than likely that a majority of them are women.
Will be, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I love the picture that was used, you know, for this story.
Yeah.
The one with the back
Yeah.
split.
It's like, I love it. Like, if you have an opportunity to go check out the art exhibit, please
I am doing
do.
that right after this.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Wow. So shout outs to all the women who are doing arts, especially for those of us who enjoy and appreciate it. We usually, women are underappreciated. Last time I was reading this story on the National UK National Gallery's you know, timeline about women artists in medieval times, and you know how it was almost frowned upon to do it. So they'll usually be trained by a man, and all sort of, you know, nuances out there. And it's great that we are changing, you know, moving away where we're giving women the autonomy to do what they want to do, express art the way they want to. So
yeah,
shout out to all the women.
Shout out to all the women doing great things.
Literally.
Yeah. You rock. We appreciate you here on the Western News Review. Thank you so much for that story. So if you're doing the listen, let's just repeat again where you can find the exhibit and whether or not access is free.
Yeah, access is free. It will be up until the 31st of March in the Student Center. So yeah.
Yes. If you can't find your way to the place, just ask at the front desk. There's a group that usually directs people.
Yep. Yeah.
Just ask them for where the exhibit is, and I'm sure you get directions to that place. Thank you. So let's end on the note of Western Herald's, you know, stuff that you're doing, projects that you're currently into. Grace would tell us about your newly revamped newsletter. What's that?
Yeah, so we have a weekly newsletter that goes out, I believe, on Tuesdays. Is it on Tuesdays?
This week it went out Wednesday. I think
It
whenever
varies?
we manage to put
it goes
together.
out weekly.
Yeah, it goes out weekly.
Yeah,
it goes out
either
weekly.
way.
We will give you a specific date next week.
And basically, it's a new format that's going to highlight Western Herald achievements and Western events in just a more interesting way. Like, it's mainly graphic based now, so it's less words and it's more easy to just like scroll through. There's also going to be like weekly tips from the Western Herald along with like the sports roster of the week, and we're going to highlight some achievers of the week. So I know last week our achievers were our editor-in-chief Corey and our photo editor Aiden, because they're doing some cool stuff.
Well, Aiden's your brother, right?
No, my brother is also named Aiden. But he's on WIDR. He's not on the Western Herald.
Aiden, yeah.
Yeah.
Aiden did that story about the doors.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
But they're highlighting some stuff that they're doing, and then below that like graphic is going to be like our top stories of the week. So it's just like a nice little condensed way to spread information and highlight some Western achievements.
So has this always been there? I'm talking about the newsletter that we're changing the style of, or it's new entirely?
So it's usually always been there. Like there's always been a newsletter. We're just like changing the format of it to make it more interesting to readers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, I'll look out for the next week's edition, hopefully. But there's also College Madness. Interesting name for what's Madness?
So basically, it's a fundraising effort for college media organizations throughout the country to try and raise funds for their organizations. So we're up against a lot of big universities across the nation. And basically, the goal is just to get the most fundraising. So ultimately, we are against some big names: UCLA, Stanford, Northwestern. So you know what, Western Michigan University, we gotta get our stuff together.
We're also the only school from Michigan, which is really cool.
Yeah. And so basically it's called College Media Madness because it's based off of March Madness, which is a basketball.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not a sports person. A basketball tournament. So it's kind of bracketed in a way, but more than anything, it's who can get the most funds raised. So
wow.
Yeah.
I'm saying wow because when you think about, I mean, it's different if, you're competing with, maybe schools within your state. But if it's, national with all these schools you mentioned, Stanford and, man, you have a lot of work to do.
But you know what? I believe in Western Herald. I believe in Western Herald alumni. I think we can really put our butts in gear, like.
Do we know how people can contribute?
So there is a... if you go to collegemediamadness.com, there is the donation link for the Western Herald, and you just click on it and it comes up with the WMU alumni donation page, and you just select the Western Herald Fund, and then that'll give us some money to continue giving news for the students by the students. That's our saying.
Yeah. And keep an eye on our social media during the College Media Madness week. We will be
the week? When is that?
It is March 24th through April 8th.
Yeah.
So it starts on this Sunday, but it'll be the past Sunday when this airs.
Yeah.
And then through April 8th.
Yeah. So we'll be doing student takeovers on our social medias. We'll be doing comics, videos, all this stuff to engage our followers, our alumni, our readers. And we would love to see, a little bit of love and support.
And wouldn't it be cool to have, to be proud of the fact that you contributed to the Western Herald bringing this home against all these competitive institutions?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's the energy I want to hear.
That should be motivation to donate. So look out for the link on the website of the College Media Madness, or I'm sure Western Herald as well is going to publicize.
Yeah, that'll be on our social media.
Well. So make sure you do that if you're doing the listening. Let's bring this home. It's not just about the money we can raise, but it's also about the prestige that comes from knowing that you have a backbone of alumni and students who are willing to go all the way for you.
Absolutely.
The pride that comes with all of that. So please help us. All right, but that was the last bit on our stories for today. How's your week looking like for the upcoming week?
Grace and I both have big things coming up.
We do.
Tell me big things.
I am receiving a couple awards today at the English Department Awards ceremony.
Wow.
And then tonight's my cat's birthday party.
Oh,
yeah.
What's your cat called?
My cat's name is Oliver.
Happy birthday, Oliver.
What twist?
He's turning 2.
2.
So the big terrible 2s are coming at me. So.
And then tonight there is the Frostic School of Art student exhibition, which I have an art piece in there. There's a reception
Why
tonight.
didn't you mention that you do art? I know you study in art therapy, but I didn't know you do art yourself. Wow.
Yeah. So that exhibition is tonight, and I believe that runs through the middle of April. So if you want to go check that out and see.
Where did you say it's at?
It's in the Richmond Center at the Frostic
Is it the
School
one opposite Sproul?
Yes, it's the one across from Sproul.
Pretty building there.
Yeah, the big pretty glass building. Yeah.
There's also some other Herald members' art. So go support the Western Herald and see some art.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm so proud of you too. What's your award for?
So I won a linguistics scholarship In addition to, I won the Gwen Frostick Award, Creative Writing Award in playwriting, which shout out to WIDR. WIDR is actually going to produce the play that I wrote as a radio show. So keep an eye out for Joan, which is the play that I wrote, which will be out on WIDR here soon.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Oh, so proud of you too, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
And shout out to Daniel, who got his thesis, who presented his thesis and did a wonderful, wonderful
Thank
job.
you.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's great, you know.
This podcast is
happening.
goated.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
doing such a good job.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm so proud because all members of this team has been, doing amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And almost everyone is doing something. Oh,
Big
someone
things
we're always
happening.
in the news,
Yeah.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
things happening in the student media
We're
group.
making news and
Yeah.
we're in the news.
Yeah, literally.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah, great job. So we have an award ceremony. We have a birthday for our Oliver.
Yes.
What's the invitation arrangement for that?
Just show up, you know. It's
Come with cat nipples.
cat food,
what
you know.
call them? Cat what? Nipped?
Catnip, yeah.
Nip. Okay.
It's
catnip.
like drug
I
for
thought
cats.
nibble. Oh, it's called catnip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So come with that. Okay, and then show up definitely to the Richmond Center for your Grace's art exhibition.
Yeah.
That's right across my office, so I'll make sure I
Yeah.
pass it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love arts, but haven't been to any on Western's campus.
No.
You know,
No,
it's-
you gotta
There's
get
always
it.
something going on.
Yeah.
wow.
Lots of things.
I will do that. But thank you once again, our listeners, for always choosing the Western News Review. Today has been exciting. We brought you stories from the Board of Trustees and some of the achievements that Western Michigan is into and upcoming events. We also spoke about our ranking as the top college for future leaders by time. And there was a story about the art exhibition at the Student Center in honor of Women's Month. And of course, Western Herald has updated or revamped their newsletter. And so make sure to look out for what the new one looks like and the college media madness. Especially, we need your money to bring this home. My name is Daniel Ebo. This has been the Western News Review. Today I was joined by
Kayla Lambert.
And Grace Teachout.
All right. Catch you same time next week. Until then, be safe, take care of yourself, and bye-bye.